man, I really need a haircut. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. Welcome to this week's Gig Harbor Market Update. And we're not going to be talking about anything real estate related this week. We are going to be talking about, however, something Gig Harbor related, and that is, if you haven't heard, they're going to be doing some more daylighting of Donkey Creek Park here. And what does that mean? That basically means more traffic nightmares because they're putting in another traffic circle. So that'll probably involve shutting down Harborview Drive for several months. And of course, they're going to be building a bridge to get rid of the existing culvert. And if you're not too familiar with Gig Harbor, I'll show you exactly where this is going to be happening. But hopefully it's not going to be a traffic circle so small like the one on Stinson and Rosedale, because that one, like, people just drive right over it because they don't want to go around the circle. And it's I've had some close calls in that circle myself. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get into what's going on here with the new daylighting and the Salmon Creek habitat improvement. So far, the city has approved a $1.3 million contract with Parametrics. That's the engineering firm that'll be designing and going through the permit process for this new bridge. The project is expected to cost around $8 million to improve salmon habitat and, of course, unimproved traffic for several months in Gig Harbor. If you weren't here when they were putting the new roundabouts in on Harborview Drive, you'll know what kind of mess we're talking about. So let's hope that we don't have a single accident during this shutdown of Harborview Drive that is likely expected. This whole project hinges on the federal grant that the city applied for. They applied for a $4 million federal grant to cover half the project costs. So if that falls through, I think this project will be stalled for a while. And they're expecting to hear back from the federal government here at the end of this year. And therefore, the project isn't expected to start, assuming the grant is approved, until 2025, and is expected to take 2 years to complete. The project will include that bridge that we talked about to replace the culvert. It'll also include a new walking trail along the creek, so just like the one that's currently existing along Donkey Creek Park, they'll be expanding that. And the last thing they're going to put is a new roundabout, which I hope they adequately size this time around. And if you're not familiar with Austin and Harborview, basically it's right here. That's where they're planning on putting in their new roundabout. Now, if you're not familiar or you're new to Gig Harbor, there are basically two routes that you have to get from Gig Harbor north to Gig Harbor south. The first one is Highway 16, and 16 is notorious now for having massive backups, especially during rush hour. And that's not including any sort of accident. There was an accident last month that essentially shut down 16 for half a day. And on that day, I went from here to here, and it took half an hour, and that usually takes about 5 minutes. That was just the amount of traffic that was just going through Gig Harbor. So now if they shut down this area, 16 will no longer be able to handle any sort of volume if there's some sort of traffic. And of course, Harborview Drive is the main walking path, driving path for anybody that's in Gig Harbor. It is a very popular route for people going either to Costco, Target, Home Depot, up north this way or this way. And if you do want to go from somewhere here or anywhere else, and you want to go to Gig Harbor South, go to the movies or something, chances are you'll have to go on the highway, because I think, well, there is one way that I can see them maintaining traffic to Gig Harbor, northbound traffic. I don't see them maintaining southbound traffic. So, for instance, if they're going to shut down this little area, I'm hoping I can go, let me pull up Google Maps here. Let's see if I have it. Google Maps, okay. So if you're unfamiliar with Gig Harbor, again, they put this new bridge in for the first part of daylighting Donkey Creek. This bridge right here is a one-way. So if they shut down this area here, I can't really mark. Okay, I'm curious to see. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Basically, if they shut down this section of road, you can still hang a right, and then go up on Burnham Drive, so that I can get to the YMCA and Costco. However, for southbound traffic, they would have to manage to keep one lane open and route southbound traffic through that direction. Because otherwise, I don't think they can cram enough traffic on this one way, because it's only one lane road, and I don't see them, blowing through the sidewalk. So that's curious to see how they'll do it. That's what I would recommend. I would keep northbound traffic open this way, and then southbound either can be routed on one lane or will have to be completely shut down when they're putting in the roundabout or ripping out the culvert and building the bridge. Yeah, but it's very inconvenient for anybody that lives in Gig Harbor and that likes to use this very quintessential Gig Harbor path to get from point A to point B. Anyway, that can, make life a little bit miserable for us in Gig Harbor for a little while, but hopefully it's for the best. And I'll see you next time for our next market update.